Good afternoon, all. On behalf of IoT Academy, we welcome you all for the third session of National Level Faculty Development Program on workshop on NIRF, National Institutional Ranking Framework. Let me introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. Monica Kulshrestha. Dr. Monica is currently working as an associate professor, Department of MBA, Maharaja Surajmal Institute, Delhi. Dr. Monica is PhD in Human Resource Management with 20 years of teaching experience. She is the author of the book Discovering the Bliss Within. She has various national and international publications to her credit. Dr. Monica is a dynamic motivational speaker and coach who has brought positive change among teachers, students, and trainees. She is an excellent orator, and her lectures on life skills is much appreciated. She has been taking sessions on positive attitude, goal setting, stress-free life, and making yourself valuable. She is also a panelist at the Lok Sabha channel on gender discourse. We welcome you, ma'am. And with this, we hand over the session to Dr. Monica. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ma'am, if you can share the screen on my behalf.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah, it is. It is. Is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I just wanted to, first of all, warm good afternoon to all of you. And I see that most of you have joined from the southern part of India more. And it is quite cold in the northern India. So you can see me wearing jacket. So a warm good afternoon to all of you. It's sunny outside. And the NIRF ranking that I'm going to talk of, I'll give a little brief about the overall ranking, and then I'll be talking specifically about the graduate outcome, and I'll also be dealing with the with what it is for the engineering college and for the university and for the overall. Then I'll give you an elaborate example on the college level. So if you have any question, I'll try my best to answer the question right now. And if there is something where I need a further clarification, so I love to answer and give it to your mail directly. So I'll try to answer most of the question myself, but if there's something very technical where even I need to, because every year there are a few changes that are happening. So if that's, then I'll mail it to you after consulting from a few more people so that there is no discrepancy is there. Now, NIRF ranking, the first slide that go to the first slide, ma'am. Now, NIRF ranking, it is the accreditation and the ranking. If we go then to why it is like going for accreditation and ranking. If you see that if a person is asked to run and the person is running all alone, then how much or what is the speed and the things doesn't matter to the individual because you are running all alone. Accreditation is something like this where you are running all alone and what is your speed and things are measured and you are given that what have you gained. But ranking is something where you are running along with the other people so that here you have to maintain your pace and there is there is a destination that you need to meet. So that is, if you see in a layman language, is that accreditation people are running all alone and they are maintaining their pace because they want to maintain their pace and they want to their is there where you want to beat the earlier records as well because you want to beat the other competitors as well. So if you see, it is more accreditation is more comprehensive assessment where it is for a specific period. The colleges that you are joining, maybe if it is NAC, then it is parameters, although most of the parameters are similar, only the perceived perception is little different. It is more or less they evaluate on the various things and they give you the ranking. Whereas the It is ranking is a yearly affair. Colleges and the university yourself, and I am from Allahabad University.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Ma'am, you're audible, ma'am, but your voice is breaking.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible now, ma'am. Your voice is breaking, ma'am, at times. I think there is some network disturbance, ma'am. Your voice is breaking at times, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, you have to unmute, ma'am. I think you are on mute. Ma'am, you have.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible now, ma'am.
Actually, there's something went wrong, so I've joined from my mobile. In the meanwhile, they work on that. I'll just continue. I'm sorry to the audience. What I
No
was
issues.
just this that actually, if you see when we talk of accreditation, accreditation is just like I was giving an example that I'm from Allahabad University, and when we talk of, we say few years back this university was doing good, but now it is not that good. One can be of A grade or A plus grade of NAC, but if you see on the national ranking, they might not be to that level because you need to compete, you need to compare it with the others. So what is important is that you need to check, you need to see where do you stand. And that is the reason why this ranking methodology was adopted. And if you see when our children also go for the higher education, we generally see the ranking of the college. So the most important is that it sees the yearly affair, because I was just reading a newspaper and they're saying that this year in IIT Mumbai, the number of companies that came were lesser, and even that the job that they offer, the package was lesser as compared to IIT Delhi. So every year there is a ranking is required because it's give you what they are doing on the yearly basis. Accreditation gives you the absolute ranking. The two colleges can be of A plus grade, but again there the ranking could be different. And ranking is relative to the other, because as I said, when two people are running, and then you see with what pace they are running, how they are competing. And it is like an annual report card. If you see, as I said, when you next year when we'll see the ranking, then the other college might have gone better than this. The reason being maybe the placement, and I will be talking more on this outcome only. So, and another thing is for the accreditation, there are certain mandatory requirement. Like our college, when we started going for the NAC accreditation, so they said minimum number of years of establishment was required. So here for ranking, there are certain colleges who are new, certain universities who are new, and still you will find them in the ranking list. So the reason for this is because it is open to all. And most of the, and this is why, because not only the Indian student, but the student from coming from some other countries as well, or maybe I am from North India and I want to see certain university in the Southern India, then how will I go? I will go on this ranking method. So this was why the ranking method was actually being introduced by the government, and it was done in 2015. Right. Ma'am, may I have the next slide? Now, if we talk of the graduating, I have to talk on now. See, it is the quality is something very difficult to quantify, right? Like we said, the teacher is good. How good is the teacher? Then that needs to be in a parameter of maybe 1 to 5 that you want, that that parameter is there. So here, for any university or a college, what are the certain things that the key result area, as we teach in management, what is the key result area? The key result area, if we see, generally we talk of that it is more, what is the placement, what is the result, what kind of a quality of a teacher that they have. So on these particular parameters, again, the NIRF also have started ranking the colleges. I will be talking on the graduating outcome. The graduate outcome, if you see, it is graduate function, what graduates do. If we see in India, and it is a sorry state of affair that even some of you might be from engineering colleges as well, will agree with me that now there is a basic feeling among people. And what is that feeling? That they feel that they engineering is just a graduate degree you have to do. 10 years before, I'll talk to you. 10 years before, it was not that. People, it was a terminal degree, and people, after doing their graduation, was easily absorbed by the company. So, what the graduates do, I was reading an article, and there was an article in the ASSOCHAM as well, saying that the most of the graduate are graduate, but they are not work employable. The problem is of the employability. I was there attending a session of Mr. Punia, who's the vice chairman of AICT, few weeks back. And again, he was saying the same, that if 27,000 students pass out or do their graduation, then most of them are out of that, then only 7,000 of them they pass, and only 2,000 of them are work employable. And the speed with which the new colleges are opening, with a similar speed than the old colleges are getting closed as well. Ma'am, I'm joining it from the other portal as well. If you can just let me in, so that I can just switch it. I can switch from my mobile phone to my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
All right. Now, so the basic thing that say what graduates do, are they actually worth employable or not? How many of them would want to go for higher education? Or how many of them are actually going in for job? So this is what they are saying, what graduates do. That is the functioning part. Graduate capabilities, what the causes of what graduate do, why it is that the capability is not there, that why is there is a dearth, there is a gap between what the graduates are expected to do and what the graduates are actually doing. You might have heard the name of the college SRCC. It is one of the best college for the commerce student in India, and in the northern India, it's a Delhi University College. Now the children passing out from there also. I was talking to a person who came for a campus placement at our place called ENY. Now these colleges again, they also were of the opinion that they were not going to take these students because the basic things that they expected the commerce graduate not capable of seeing. They gave me an example that I gave them the 5 balance sheet of the company, and we posed them a question. Actually, invest in the market. These 5 companies, if you see the balance sheet, put some ratio analysis and let me know in which company should I invest. And they were not able to answer that even. So the capabilities that are missing, that is what they are trying to hint on the graduate outcome. The graduate outcome influence the higher education because of what graduate do. That what do we teach? And I think their teachers are there. From Dr. Muhammad is there, and there I can see other teachers as well. And Chandur, Mr. Dat is there. And I would like to, Miss Priyadarshini is there. And all of you will agree with me on one or the one of these issues, that actually, if you see, the children study more when we were there in the 12th standard than they study in the higher education. And that is the actual problem, that they're not, our higher education is not meant for that, so that the children are able to imbibe more thing and make themselves employable. Oh. So it is that they are not able to actually, ma'am, I cannot see the screen. All right. Now, if we see what they actually try to mean by this is the graduate outcome, is the influence of the higher education. What is the curriculum that we have? How much we are making them ready? That is there. Then what causes of what graduates do, and then the graduating function, and together they complete the graduating outcome. This is in general what I wanted to talk to you people about. What do we actually mean by the graduating outcome? What is it that they want to see? And then they tried to, NIRF have tried to find out the methods through which the this can be see. Quantifying this is difficult. You said the food was good. Then how good it was, you need to have certain parameters. Was it presentable? Was it taste? Was the aroma was good? The texture was good? Was it original? Or so similarly that they have sun. So NIRF ranking, if we see, it is, they have taken out, earlier it was 6, then it went on having more. So now they have in 22, there are 11 of the parameter, the ways through which the ranking can be done, and the research institutions are the new that has been added. So overall, the ranking can be done because they need more than 1,000 students. So you can go in the college level, or if your college, maybe it is there, but you have a management department or MBA department for which you want to go for NIRF ranking, that can also be done. Or maybe your college has the other program as well, but you want to go for the engineering NIRF ranking, that can also be done. Similarly, for the law, because maybe your overall ranking of the particular university is down below, but if your law program might be one of the best program, so that in that you can come up to the relatively higher level, because their top 5 colleges are taken into consideration. So most of the colleges, if I was just going on flipping through the last few days about it. So there are various colleges who were good at the engineering, but their other department were not that good, their placement or maybe the intake. And so they had gone separately for engineering and for management. Ma'am, may I have the another slide? If we see the summary of this I have taken the overall summary, the weightage, the marks that are given. So it is 100 marks is for teaching, learning, and resource, and this we have for the NAC as well. Then research professional, practice, collaboration for the teachers part, here the 100 marks, and weightage is again the 0.30 if we go for weightage. Then graduating outcome, where we will be focusing today, it is marks are 100 but weightage is 0.20, but for colleges it differs, it is can be 0.25 as well. For outreach and inclusivity it is 0.10, and perception it is again 0.10. May I have the other slide, ma'am? Now, according to NIRF, the graduating outcome is the third parameter out of the 5. And as I said, that for the colleges, it goes to 0.25, the weightage. This parameters forms the ultimate test for the effectiveness of core teaching and learning activities. See how we are teaching, how the teachers are teaching. You have checked that the teachers have the publication. You have checked the teacher are NET, the teachers are PhD. They are well qualified. But is it their teaching is effective or not? And how the teaching is effective are the 2-3 methods. One, what is the result? The other is what is the placement, and what is the people who are going for the higher education. And maybe that you are giving the placement to all the students, but your average package or your median is not satisfactory as it should be. So there, the real litmus test for the teaching learning, the second parameter, is we see on the what it is on the outcome of the graduation. So here we see the effectiveness of the teaching learning, we see it here, and measures the student graduate rate and finding the appropriate placement in the industry or government. So whether they are getting into government jobs or whether they are absorbed by the industry or the children are going in for higher education. So for that, they have certain set up a formula for that. Ma'am, may I have the other slide? The graduating outcome, this is an important parameters for the students. Metric for the university examination, it is calculated based on the number of students passing the respective university in the stipulated time. For example, if it is a 3 years program, then if the student who is enrolled in 2020 has to pass in 2023. Now, if the intake was, suppose the intake was 100 and number of students who pass out is around 95. So you have to calculate on that basis that the might be that 5 students have dropped in between, or the student might have left, or might be that the student has actually was not able to pass that examination. Maybe you cannot say if the student have left, then you can do the adjustment. But the problem is the student have not given the withdrawal application. Might be the student would like to say, would like to reappear. So here we say that in the stipulated period for engineering student, it is again 4 years. For the law student, if it is a 5-year program, then 5 years. For the BCom or and if now with the national education policy, next year it would be 4 years for the honors program. So that can be there. Then the metric of the number of PhD, if your university has the PhD program, it is calculated as number who have completed their PhD from the institute in the last 3 years. The data that they take gives of 3 years data. Certain university, especially I will not be naming the university, various senior teachers, they take the student for as a research assistant with them. But after a period of a time, 1 or 2 years, they do not help the students. So there is a great dropout rate. And for this, I would like to interrupt and see that for the government universities, NIRF ranking is mandatory. For for a private university or colleges, it is optional. But all the government the colleges and the universities, it is mandatory for them to go for the NIRF ranking. The combined placement and higher study, what they have done, earlier it was the entrepreneurship was not added, and certain colleges in the formula they have not, but now they are adding the entrepreneurship as well, that how many children, but then it is difficult to calculate that data, that after 3 years what is actually the outcome of that. So in the formula that the NIRF has given, they have not included to a great extent for colleges and all the entrepreneurship data, but yes, the placement and the higher studies data has been added. As I will go on to the new slides for the marks, then I will be in a position to tell you. The median salary, when I will, it is that they calculate the salary, they do not take the average, because there are certain outliers are there. So they take the median salary for that. Ma'am, may I go to the next slide? If we see the graduating outcome here, if we see the overall, if the how does it say how the 100 marks is divided? So 20 marks is for the examination. See the kind of weightage they are giving it to the placement and to the higher studies. If your college or your university is just concentrating on the pass percentage, then you will certainly will have less marks. Most of the time, the company, the NIRF ranking is bothered about what is the kind of placement that you are giving, the employment that you are generating. And if we see the NIRF ranking is generally done for the most of the professional courses, the law, the medicine, the pharmacy, the management, the engineering, where there is an opportunity for the direct placement just after doing their degree program from your respective colleges or the university. So the weightage is more given to the B parameter of the graduating outcome, that is the placement and the higher study. Generally, when we take the record of the placement, we most of the time we have. So those of the university or college teachers who are here for the NIRF or going for NIRF ranking, you should have a good connect of alumni with you, so that you have a proper track of these students, that where they have gone for higher studies. See, when they leave our college, they might just mention to us, this is what they do in our college, that when they come and they want to get their security deposit from us, so just they write certain thing, going to do their MBA or maybe going abroad, but they do not give us the full detail. Now, if you want to go for the NIRF ranking, you should have the correct and the complete data of the number of students, because when they ask for the data at times, so they just will not go by numbers. They check your ASHE report, they check your other websites as well. Once it is just that the data is not, you will say it is not just cross-check. If they come to know that you are actually fudged this data, then they'll remove you from the process of the NIRF ranking. So here it has to be very particularly have the correct database of the children who are going out for higher study, where they are doing, what course they are doing. It is a 2 years program. It is a certificate program that they are studying. All these data needs to be there with you. And then the median salary, I'll do the calculation in the next slides. May I have the next slide, ma'am? If we go by the graduating outcome, the overall it is 20, but university it is 20, engineering college it is 20, and because somewhere again it is, if we see for the college it is if you're going and you have a couple of programs, then it is the graduating outcome. They have given it to 0.25. They have given it to them. May I have the next slide, ma'am? If we see the overall matrix of the rank, how they calculate, then the weight is 0.20, and university exam, the weightage is 60 marks. And if it is the PhD students graduating, then it is 40 marks is for this. May I have the next slide, ma'am? For the college, if I say, it is the weightage, as I discussed here, the weightage overall is 0.25, and combined metrics for placement and where that you call it as a GPH is 40. In the case of universities was 60, and metrics for the university examination is 40, and the median salary that they are giving, the importance is 20. So here is the catch, most of the time when we talk of that, what is the package that you are giving? Yes, you will have marks for that, but then if the overall placement is better, then the chances of getting marks there is more. If we talk of colleges, is 0.25, and it is 40. And if we talk of, if you can go to the next slide, ma'am. For the engineering college, the weightage is 20. Again, for the higher education, and this is 40. And for university examination, it is 50. And median salary, it is 25. And the for the graduates, for the PhD, it is, they have given 20 marks for this. May I have the next slide, ma'am? For the college, let's go by the calculations now. The combined metric for the placement and higher studies in the marks is 40. So this is the formula that they have given, that 40 marks into the percentage of the graduating student in the UG and PG program for the previous 3 years. And then the percentage of the graduating student and who have been selected for the higher studies. So may I go to the next slide, ma'am? This is how, let's take this as an example. How do they calculate this? For the institution A, suppose the placement percentage was 80% for the last 3 years, and the number of students for the higher studies is 20. Then how they will calculate the marks? They will 40 into 80 divided by 100 plus 20, that is the number of students for higher studies. So the marks that you will get, full marks that you will get is 40. Now another institution has the placement of 70%, and then the higher study, it is 10%. Therefore, the marks that will be calculation based, it will be 32, the marks that you will get. Now another institution who has the record of placement also 40% and higher studies 20%. So they will get the marks somewhere 24. If you see the ranking of the engineering college, as I was just going through some of the colleges, and then IIT Madras is there, the other colleges are there. Then every year the ranking shifts are because of the number of students going in for. So for the premium institution, they are able to give the placement, but for the institution where they have intake is more, and especially in the computer science, they have taken enormous number and the students are not able to pass or they are not qualifying. So here the problem arises. The last is 40 and 20, and therefore naturally the marks will come out to be 24. May I have the next slide, ma'am? Now, the catch for the new for the university examination. Now, here I would like to point out that if the student have a supplementary exam, they are saying that the average in the past in the stipulated period of a time. Suppose the child has taken the admission in the 2018, and for engineering student, the child has to pass in 2022. Now, there are a couple of students might have got a back paper or something in the 3rd semester. So they have to, again, they will be giving it in the 5th semester, or 4th semester student might give the paper in the 6th semester. And maybe the result is awaited for 1 or 2 months. Then you will be counting as a pass for them also in this year only. All right. So if it is 22, instead of June, their result, the back paper or the supplementary paper result came in September, then again you can actually include those students. So here they have taken the minimum marks of it. If it is 80%, pass percentage is 80%, then you will get full marks for that. So that is what it is. This in therefore it is for 80 that they have done and not 100. So 80 that they have taken, and if you get, then you get a full marks for this. May I have the next slide, ma'am? Let's see the calculation that the institute A has around greater or is equal to 80% marks, then 40, because the criteria weight was 40, into 80 upon 80. So the college will get the full marks if they have more than 80 or just 80% pass percentage as well. And if the college has, suppose, at the pass percentage of 40%, the student have passed, then in that case it will be, marks will be awarded as 20. And for if the institution C has pass percentage of 25, then the simple calculation and it gives you 12.5 marks. May I go to me? And another question that arises on the median salary. Now, why not mean salary? Why not average? Because average is the outliers are there. Suppose there are one child has got a package of 2 crores and rest of the children are in between 20 to 25. Now, just because adding 2 crores, what will happen? Your average salary will go up. Or maybe there are 2-3 outliers. If most of the children have got the package of 20 lakhs, but few students, 1, 2, 3 of them have got the package of 2 to 3 lakhs, then in that case, your average would be disturbed. And that is why they have taken this formula of 20 into median salary. May I go to the next slide, ma'am? Here, this is what they have done. Now, if there are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, now these many students are there. So one has got 1 crore package. What you have to do, you have to put them in the descending order. Then the first got 1 crore, then 78, 28, 12, 10. Then here, for D would be the median. Now, in this case, this is the odd number that I have taken. Now, suppose if it is an even number and it comes out to be maybe I have taken here 7. So suppose it is 8. Then in that case, you will combine 4 and 5 and then you take an average and that is calculated. So they have tried, the NIRF have tried their best to be justified to everybody, because most of the colleges, they throw a lot of things that highest package is this. So maybe that is 1 or 2 students who have got. What is the average or the median package that has been given? Here, we need to work on this for the 20 marks that is there. So the outcome is that they have tried to measure. It is the higher education and the placement, and then the pass percentage and the median salary. So this, may I have the next slide, ma'am? So thank you very much as well, because this criteria is not actually very big. If you have questions, I am ready to take the questions.
The session is
Yes,
open for discussion now. You can unmute and interact with the resource person, or you can post the queries in the chat box also.
You can.
Hello. Yeah, hello,
Yes.
madam.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to ask a few questions
Yeah.
regarding these graduate outcomes. You have said that this NIRF is compulsory for government institute and optional for private institute, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Is there any order, such order? Because I haven't seen any order like that.
Okay. Sir, I have read it somewhere. What I will do, I have your email. I will send it across that order to ma'am so that she can pass it on to you all, so that you can see that for yourself. Because when I was preparing for this lecture, I have seen that, and or that order, I am not able to recall it right now, but I've read it. What I will do is I will pass it on And I'm just taking lecture when I call you. Uh, uh, then I will just pass it on that order to you. Maybe you are interested in knowing that where the exemption is given, right? So
Yeah,
what I
because
will do,
under neck they used to give some deadlines, nah. And
sorry,
for, regarding the net, the UGC used to give deadline,
yeah, yeah.
but in under NIRF, I haven't seen such deadline for government institute. That's why I'm
Okay.
curious.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because I was just as I said, sir, when I was preparing, then I had just seen that. What I will do is, wherever I have read it, I'll just send it across to you in your mail, if or I'll send it to ma'am across.
Okay, another question, ma'am.
Yeah,
Regarding the students' placements and all this thing, it's the questions are also there under SSR, ACAR, under NEC. Okay,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah.
But the weightage is more in NIRF
Yes,
when we compare that.
yeah,
So when we wanted to go for NIRF, the government institute that are located in the remote places, it is impossible for them to fetch mark in these graduate outcomes.
exactly.
Research though we can do, but
Yeah.
graduate outcomes though it is not in our hand
Exactly.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, you
So
see, sir, this is what they are trying to tell. If you see, I am at presently based in Delhi, and if you see, if I move from Delhi to Agra, there are n number of colleges in the engine doing or having the engineering program. The problem is why they are giving more weightage to it. That if you are able to, you need to make the children employable, sir. Otherwise, just because giving them, how many of the teachers, the student will actually turn out to be teachers tomorrow? Then the researcher, they'll be researchers tomorrow. They need to be employed. So whether it is in the remote area, this is why. But overall, if you see, the weightage that they have given is 20 to 25 only. But it
yeah,
is
yeah,
very important, if you see, nowadays making the children employable, whether in the remote area, because most of the colleges, they are concentrating on the inflow, but they are not concentrating on the outflow. They are not having the proper placement cell. They do not even are trying or making their children and ready for the employment. If they are not giving that much, you are being, certain colleges in the southern India, they're being honest to their children, but so few of the colleges, they are not being, and that is why this weightage is given. And now with this online thing, we can make the children more, maybe that is why, if you see, they are not giving much weightage to the package. They have taken it to the median package, and if you see, they have marks, they have also, so at least they should be placed somewhere to start with. And once in the remote area also, if the children will start going, then for 1 year, 2 year down the line, it will become better. See, children in the remote area also, now they are also looking for placement. They are also looking for, is your college NAC accredited or not? So it is, the awareness is there. And that is why the government wants now that we should emphasize on their employability skill. And that is it. But if you see the overall weightage, they have given more weightage to the teachers and to the research and to the teaching learning, if you compare.
yeah. Last question, ma'am.
Yeah,
When we come to the placement,
yeah.
regarding the technical institute, it is not much difficulty because they have the internships in the curriculum. But when we talk about the general courses like science, arts, like that, in some states they have internships in the curriculum, but in some states we don't have these internships in the curriculum. So when we don't have these internships in the curriculum, then for placements it's something like impossible in the remote areas. Yeah. So
It
if
is
there's
just,
any solution,
it is just not the remote areas, sir. I tell you, I am in Delhi. I was talking to one of the person who has an office in Delhi, in Gurgaon, in the cyber city. Now, cyber hub is a place where a table and a chair cost for a month, it is more than 5 lakh rupees. So when I was talking about the getting the BCom student placed for summer training, then the HR person said, see, even if I'm not giving you the money or the stipend to your ward or to your student, What I have to do is I have to give him a table and a chair to sit, and that's cost me 5 lakh rupees. So I don't have place for them. So it is just not, you are talking about even the BBA and the specialized course children, they find difficult to get the summer training. And that is why some of the universities are now focusing more on their projects, that they kind of a projects that they do, and kind of a MOOC program that they do, so that they are skilled. That is why, as you are saying, for technical colleges, it is easy to get placement. And as I have said in my first or second slide, that is why the NIRF ranking, they have given it for the engineering, medicine, pharmacy separately, so that your ranking can be improved if you do not want to go for the overall ranking. Because overall ranking, then for the intake will be a problem. See, you have a very good engineering program, but overall your NIRF ranking is down below. But if you take a college, there are certain colleges who are very good private colleges, they are very good ranked in the NIRF in the engineering. So they go separately for the engineering, so that at least one part of their NIRF ranking is taken care of. And the other, if you talk of, as this is the challenge that we have, and I think that is the reason why they have taken the other parameters, maybe the research separately or law separately, where for the intake, the NIRF ranking matters a lot. If you talk of not for the children who are going for BA honors and this, the ranking, yes, does matter to them, but for the engineering college and for the law and for pharmacy and management, they look more for placements rather than these programs. The BA honors children are generally going in for higher studies, so they are not much for placements.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other?
Any other queries? You can post it in chat box also.
This is Ria. I'll just read out your question. Good afternoon. Shall we give the count of a startup in the number of students placed in the placement count? Ma'am, if you see the ranking in some of the formula they have given, they have mentioned, but in the calculation of the formula that they have not mentioned, as I have mentioned in my PPT. But I think if you have the correct data with you, that the children who have given for the startup, I think we can include that only. If you do not have the student, आप उनको employment वाले में ही डाल सकते हैं, because that they have taken. But you need to do that, you need to have a correct data. As I was reading somewhere, that if they find that the data that you have given it to them, that data is fake or one has meddled up with the data, then they will put you out of it. But yes, in the 2022, they done have mentioned about the entrepreneurship, and with the current government emphasizing more on the entrepreneurship, I think we can add that. But if you want me to actually find it out, then give me a day's time where I can talk to somebody and give you the exact that how will you add on to this. Give me a time to think about it and talk to somebody, and I'll let you know, Priya ma'am. Any other question?
Any other queries?
Thank you, Priya ma'am. Yeah, I will, sir, I will be answering your question, as you said, compulsory for the government. Thank you for covering the topic, and that was important for the NAC Foundation. Yes, we are also going for the NAC cycle too, so I can understand that we are sailing on the same boat, Seema ma'am.
Namaste, madam. Myself, Dr. M.S. Murthy. I am the principal and HOD of Ushodaya Master of Education College, Chodavaram, Ankappal District, AP, madam. It is very useful to our college, madam. Myself also. We are going to NIRF rank in future. Yeah. It is very, very motivated speaking, madam. Excellent, madam. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other question?
Any questions?
See, all of you are principals and colleges, so all of us will be learning from each other. I would not say I'm mastering it all. So maybe if there are certain questions that I'm not able to answer right now, as sir said, how do you make it compulsory? I'll mail it to you. And ma'am, regarding your for the startup, again, how we can go about the calculation, I'll just find it out and I'll share it with you. So thank you, ma'am. I think I have no more questions.
Yes, ma'am. Shall we wind up, ma'am?
Yeah, I cannot see any more question in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure. On behalf of IoT Academy, we thank Dr. Monica, ma'am, for the informative, interactive, enlightening, and enriching session. We thank you once again for the amazing presentation, ma'am, and we thank you for enhancing our knowledge with the commendable presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your efforts, ma'am. It was an amazing
Thanks.
session.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
I thank all the participants for joining the session today. Kindly submit the feedback form using the link that will be posted in the
Yeah.
chat box.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your efforts.
Thanks.
Please send feedback link, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Kindly submit the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all. Have a great day.